Hales Castle, not far from where we live, was finally open again. It had been closed for years due to safety investigations, so you can imagine my joy when I was able to visit it again. Hales Castle dates back to the 12th century, and as so many others, has a close link to Mary Queen of Scots. As a highly sensitive person, I always struggled in society, in social groups, and with many aspects of modern life. A lot of things confuse my sensitive nervous system. Sounds can be too loud, lights too bright, scents too strong. But what I mostly am challenged by are fellow humans. The modern view of me culture, lack of empathy, and group behaviors like following trends are so far from how I see the world that it is impossible to align with it. I have read many times how introverted or sensitive souls should expose themselves to the things they find challenging. Whereas I do not generally disagree with that, I do not agree that this is the best advice. From my own path in life and my experience in doing exactly that, I conclude that exposure does not help in changing my discomfort. It has never diminished my exhaustion after social interaction or changed the way I feel approaching one. That leads to the question of belonging and where the sensitive nature belongs to. I have found my path after reflection and understanding myself, and today I am happy to walk it. The feeling of belonging is a very human desire and is often talked about today. We often get asked about where you're from, what do you work, what is your family like, what do you do in your spare time? And all of these questions, in my view, are meant to see what category you fall under. Where can I see this person's character, heritage, and outlook to the world? From a young age and coming from a large family, I never liked to be categorized. I wanted to be an individual in my own nature. And I've often felt like I don't belong anywhere in these categories of groups of people. So when it came to people, to me, there was not necessarily a belonging. I felt distant in my own family. I have often felt distant at work when there was a team. I would never do group sports in my private time. To me, belonging didn't necessarily mean belonging to any human group. Being a highly sensitive person means that I find it extremely difficult to be with large groups of people. The energies floating around are draining me. To me, belonging, therefore, is not connected to a human group. To me, belonging is connected to nature. The wind, the leaves, the sea, the sand, the plants I have in my garden, just being out and seeing the beauty there is. To me, belonging is when I craft something, when I am creating a thing that has meaning to me. And I think some people struggle with the feeling of to belong, because modern society dictates that you have to belong to a certain group. But I think you don't. You have to belong to what you feel connected to. I feel connected to Scotland, my chosen home, and I feel a sense of belonging to this nature and culture. But even here, in my chosen home, I am not belonging to a group of people. I have a family and I do have strong bonds and feeling of belongings to individuals. But when it comes to groups, I don't have that. And I'm very happy with that once I came to think about and reflect upon what belonging means to me personally. So if you struggle with the feeling of belonging, maybe sit down and have a think on what does belonging really mean to you. Is this a person? Is this an animal? Is this nature? Is this a house you live in? It doesn't have to be grouped and categorized. It is all about you and what makes you feel content and happy. So in the end, I decided for the green yarn. People who know me very well will not be surprised about this, as green is my absolute favorite color. I spent quite some time in the shop though contemplating both colors and initially thought that the brown would be more neutral. But I decided for green because it's my favorite color and also because the yarn has some shine to it. When I started knitting, I usually would knit during the autumn and winter months, when outside the weather is not so good and it's dark and cold and you have your candles on and a pot of tea next to you. But my time is so limited at the moment, and the project I am going to knit is a jumper for autumn and winter, so I thought I'm going to give this an early start, so I will be finished by the time autumn arrives. So you will see me knitting in the next vlogs, and I hope you enjoy it, and maybe you have your own knitting project going on. Let me know in the comments. Let me wish you well now. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Thank you for watching and supporting my work. I am sending you all my love from Scotland. Tapath.